Hey, what's up, Life Without Pants with another Path of Exile video, and in today's video we're going to talk about the science we've been doing on stream recently. I was looking for a nice, relaxed, easy farm, and I think we definitely got it with Mesa and boss rushing, because Mesa is so ready for doing some science. So this is the end result. This is all the loot we got. We did 50 Mesas. We had chisel out, Valed them. We had some sextants on, and the sextants I'm using, not these ones, it is these, things like these. So you got 16 uses, and you just get generic cold packs of monsters. You just get generic monsters that heal. We're just rolling for, or we're not rolling, we're buying these for just generic monster packs. So it's density that we're looking for, because Mesa's not a very dense map, but it can really pay out. So let's talk about our Atlas tree first of all. So we're taking the essence node. So we're doing essence on the map device. We've got the strongbox mode just because it's really good. We're blocking off everything except for harvest, because we're also doing harvest. We've got these nodes for shaping the skies and shaping the mountains. We've got another shrine just because it makes doing maps a lot easier if you've got some shrine buffs. We've got all of the essence nodes that are available that are reasonable to get. So these ones over here. So the tier higher, this one to duplicate the shrieking essences, and this one to have lots of additional essences. We've got harvest. We've got the whole harvest wheel over here. We've got everything here in this harvest wheel. We're taking stream of consciousness because we're not going to be using any kind of fragments, no scarabs, no sacrifice fragments, nothing like that. It's literally just put the map in, press essence, or don't, because it remembers now, and go. And we're also using singular focus. We've got 2 favored maps. So that is, we've got all Mesa basically for sustain, and then we've got Forking River. And the reason we've got Forking River is because if we look for Mesa, then Forking River is a connected map. And this just means that we got a lot of chance for an additional connected map to be dropped. And it means that we are not going to have to drop those things as transmutation orbs. Instead, we're going to drop those as actual maps, which are worth around 2 chaos each. We could also have thrown in Arsenal and Sulfur Vents as well, and we probably would have got a lot more maps. But regardless, we're also taking Shaping the Seas, Shaping the Valleys. We've got both of these strongbox nodes as well, Tamper-Proof and Secret Operations. We've got, again, this harvest wheel up here. We are running Wrath of the Cosmos, so we take increased damage from enemies for each Eldritch Altar used in the area, but then we get a 25% chance per altar that we've clicked on for the lesser and greater Eldritch currencies to drop as grand Eldritch currencies instead. And then we've also taken Word of Exarch, so we just get more stuff. We're hoping for a duplicated Embers here. And then because harvest scales from your pack size and your monster, your quality in the map, we're taking all of these, so 2% increased effect modifiers on non-unique maps. That's all of our maps, and we're just taking the entire top there. And then we've got these ones down here. Now, we could save a couple of points by taking this one, map drop duplication, and then removing these 3 and putting them on these quantity nodes instead. But this was just what we went with. It was just what was easy to do at the beginning. So for this, I still haven't done the feared for some reason. I think I just missed it. But this is, you could expect to have this kind of atlas. If you had to drop some points, then there's one here you could drop. Obviously, you could put this one on and take 2 off here. So it's another, that's 3. And then you could just take off anything in this quantity wheel. It's not going to have a huge amount of difference, but it's going to, it's just, we're just trying to squeeze a little bit more profit out of each map. So this is what our Atlas tree looks like. Let's take a look at what our build, what a map looks like for this build. Okay, so obviously we're looking for a few things. We're doing harvest. We're doing essence, and we're looking for Eldritch Altars, and that's basically it. We're trying to keep it, quite narrow focus. So we got this Mesa map. We're just gonna chuck this in, and we're gonna select essence, and that's it. That's all you have to do. for this strategy, we're gonna go into the map, and I don't know if you know about how Eldritch altar farming works, but the idea is you want to go and kill the boss as quickly as possible, because the alternatives from for map relate or map boss related, maybe we'll get one here. Oh yeah, so map currency items, you get 5. If you get it for the Eldritch minions or on the player, then you know it's like a 3% chance for the minions to drop an additional map currency, and that turns out to be a lot more in the long run. It turns out to be a huge amount more if you get all that stuff on the minions or on the player. So if we just come in here and we kill Oak, for some reason this guy seems to run away from me all the time now. I'm not really sure what's going on there. But he's dropped 1, but this guy's going to drop 5. So we get some, orbs of unmaking, that's fine. So now we've killed the map boss, and it's always directly in front of you as a player in Mesa. Now we're just going to go around, we're going to look for harvest. If we can find it, then we're going to run that. And any essences we come across, we're going to run those as well. And obviously we're corrupting the 4 that turn into the good essences. So misery, envy, dread, and scorn. If you find any of those essences in your map, then you're going to use a remnant of corruption on them. And let's see if we can go and find one. Oh, scorn, it's right here. Very convenient. The streamer client. So we're just going to use this remnant of corruption on this, and okay, we didn't get what we want. It just upgraded them. But sometimes it would convert it into a essence of hysteria or of horror. That's how you get those. There's super high tier essences. So here we've got another Eldritch altar. I've got a great headhunter buff where it just teleports me around all the time. I would take the quantity instead of gems. Now, a few times that I had to take gems, so I got a lot of quality gems, and in the end I just vended them all into GCPs, which is why in the results you'll have a look at in a minute, we've got so many GCPs. A leather belt, it's not the one we wanted it to be, but yeah, we got a lot of gem cutters prisms in the results, but also we got a very decent amount of life force, of Eldritch Eldritch Embers rather. But this is all really that we were doing in our maps. We're, as soon as whenever we find lakes, we're running those. They're very, very easy to finish the map and then go and find the lake and do that. We've got a harvest here. That's really good. So we're just gonna chuck down our lightning strike, and then we'll go into the harvest. And for harvest, I think yellow is the most expensive, then purple, then blue. So for this, you see there's a light blue color. This means that you're definitely going to get some life force out of this one. This one has nothing, so if I had to choose between the 2 of these, I would take this one because it's it's more of a guarantee you'll get something. I think with the other one you'll get maybe 17, but with this we're probably going to get at least 80. You get 28. And 118 and 81 and 105, so we got pretty lucky with this one. As far as results go for, okay, so this one, there's 2 primal scrabblers, 3 primal vipers, and here they've got 3 primal vipers and 3 primal scrabblers, so I guess I go with a slightly larger number. But this is not guaranteed to give us much, so we get 15, and then 51, and that's it. So that one's a little bit disappointing. And here, if this is obviously, we've got a guaranteed amount coming from this patch, so we're definitely going to choose this one instead of the other. I think we managed to get 2 bosses during the test. We didn't drop any the sacred life force. I wouldn't have included it in the results even if we had. But we did, the bosses do give you a decent amount of life force, and I think as we got 2 of them, it's pretty in line with what I've been seeing. I've been doing harvest a lot, despite my better judgment. I've been doing a lot of harvest, and you get we got like around 500, I think, maximum from one of the bosses, which is more than you would normally get from a patch. But then again, the patches that we've done here, so we got 465, which this is 14 chaos just on its own, and this is probably like, yeah, it's 1.5. So the harvest stuff is a decent amount of income. It doesn't take too long to do now, which is very nice. But let's take a look at how we set this up, and let's have a look at our results as well. Okay, so for our profit, and just like a very brief breakdown of what we got here, I can just bring up the spreadsheet. So our expenses, we had 50 maps, they cost us 4.5 chaos each. I already had a bunch of them, but I'm just going to include the price here anyway. Chisels, we used 200 chisels, 50 alchemies, 50 vials. We had 12 sextants that we ran, so is that correct? That is correct, yes, it's 12 sextants. So we basically ran sextants on 48 of the maps, not 50, just because I didn't want to buy another 4 just for the last 2 maps. So I've conservatively priced all of this. So if anything, I've overestimated the expenses and I've underestimated the returns. So because I think I want this to be as useful for you as possible when deciding if you would want to do this. The Kirak Essence mod, we did 50 of those. It cost 2 chaos each. So our total expenditure was 502 chaos for all 50 maps. So the cost per map was basically 10 chaos. Our returns, we got 50 chaos, which is very decent. We got 2 invitations as well. I was going for 115. We got 53 Mesa maps, so we sustained our maps. We got 105 grand embers, and these, like, if you sell, obviously I've put these as individual prices. If you sell these things in bulk, they go up in price a lot. So 105, I think you can get, this is 210, but I think you can easily sell this for a divine and a bit. Vivid Life Force, basically the Life Force, this I disagree with these numbers as well, just because if you're going to sell Life Force, so we've got 8,107. That's actually 1 divine for that. The Wild Life Force is basically, we've got about a divine for that as well. And then this one is 5,000, so we've got 1.2 divines, something like that. We've got 1,800 over, so the 5,000, so it's almost 1.3 divines. So these prices, I think, are a little, again, it's conservative. For our sextants, we got a lot of sextants. We got 61 awakened sextants. So we, even if we had been using regular sextants, we would be sustaining those as well. We got a lot of forking river maps. We got 43 of those. So that was very, very good. Orbs of Unmaking. These are basically bubblegum currencies. We've got lesser embers as well. We got some exalts. We didn't drop a single divine. I found a couple of the God Touch monsters, but they didn't really drop anything other than a stack of 3 chaos and 5 alchemies. Big numbers. We've got a lot of chisels, got a lot of GCPs. This was largely from finding the we had a lot of quality gems drop, and I think my loot filter is relatively strict, so it was we didn't pick up that many of these at all in comparison to the number that are dropping. So I think my GCP thing is like 18% quality. It has to be 18% quality for us to pick it up or see it on the loot filter. So if you've got your set at 14, which is a pretty regular one, or 6 if you're picking up a lot of gems, then this number is going to be way higher for you. We got lots of fusings. I think I dropped 6 links. I vended them all apart from this bow. This just a nice item level 83 white thicket bow. Dropped a 6 link. I didn't include this in the total here. We've got some chromes, some divine vessels, some vials. The essences, I have priced these. Basically, we upgraded all the essences. I had to vendor them all. Normally, I would just do this in my essence tab, but I'm keeping this separate, so this is a bit of a chore. But we've upgraded all the essences to deafening, apart from, I think, dread, because these ones you actually want to keep them shrieking, because it still gives you +2 level of socketed bow gems when you use it on a bow. So I priced these using the TFT bulk selling. So if you just go over here, we go high essence, I believe is the one. And then again, want to conservatively price these things. So I put 90% of the ninja price. So this is 426 chaos. So I just added that in as 476 times 1. And that gave us the things I didn't include, I didn't include any of the Eldritch currency, the Eldritch Exalt, which I think is 8 chaos, not a huge amount of difference. We got these Guardian maps or these Conqueror maps. I didn't include these either. There's a lot of the other bubblegum currency. Like I didn't include all the Glassbow's baubles or the Blessed Orbs or anything like that. So there's a few things that I did, and it's largely what Excellence Next was telling me. Like these are the things that are worth the most. The Excellence Next comes out to 2,289 chaos, but my total with the conservatism built in comes out at 2,137, which gives us a profit total returns per map of 42 and a bit chaos, which means that our profit is 32 chaos per map, and that's honestly, I'm shocked. I didn't realize it was going to be so high. There's so many times I finish a map and I look in my inventory and I'm just putting all my essences in my stash, and I feel like I got almost nothing out of this map, but clearly we're making a lot of money. So I think the key is just offloading stuff in bulk when you can, if you can. You get so much money from these maps that I think a lot of it is in Life Force, and I want to try and figure out something to do with all my Life Force, because I got a decent amount. Obviously, I've already got some from previous running harvest. This is even with having spent a lot of money crafting on gear that never worked out. Sadly, we spent a lot of money crafting our claw, trying to get the 30% increased attack speed fracture. Here are all the failed ones. There's got some mana, 18% reduced attribute, adds 1 to 5 lightning damage. Amazing. This is the lowest possible roll you can get. But they all had that 30% increased attack speed. So I spent a lot of Life Force on some stuff already, and I'm looking forward to spending some more on something. Harvest, I think, is still in a very bad place. I really want them to improve it. There's quite a few things that they could do. But we're going to do some more science now. I think this is a great first test, and I think we need to investigate further. We're going to check out maybe a new Atlas tree on stream today. So yeah, this has been a lot of fun, and I'm ready to do some more science. Maybe we're going to test out Abyss or something. Who knows? I definitely want to do some sort of self-found this league. But yeah, so this has been how much we've made. Please give this strategy a go. I think it's really, really good. But let me know down in the comments what you think. I will make sure to add a Atlas tree, although I mean you've seen it, so maybe you don't need it. But I think this is a decent amount of profit per map, 30 chaos per map. Honestly, it's great, and it's just Alch Go. It's just easy, relaxed. You can just come home from work, run maps for an hour, and then leave it, and know that you've actually made a lot of money. It doesn't take us a lot of time to run one of these maps, so I think it's a very, very decent strat, and I will probably be doing it early on next league. Anyway, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this. I love you all very much. Hope you're kind to everyone you meet, and come and check us out on twitch.tv/lifewithoutpants, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.